So training a marathon while traveling overseas was honestly one of the most exciting experiences and one of the most unique and challenging experiences that I've ever had to deal with. And in this video, I want to share with you guys like my experience and things that I learned along the way and things that I would definitely do the same and things that I would do differently. Yeah, for context, just recently I ran the 50th anniversary Berlin Marathon. And I did this all while traveling to almost a new place every week in Europe. And the Berlin Marathon, like it was at the end of my 3-month trip. And throughout that whole time, I had to try and train and get ready for race day really. So yeah, I guess like the first lesson that I learned was that you can't really discount the impact of travel on recovery. I found that it impacted it quite a lot. In the past, when I've trained for a marathon, being at home and having a set routine was very conducive to a really good training block. You know, you have your set routine, you have things that are in place that you can rely on. Like for example, your bed, the food that you have all regularly. And I just found that really hard to do while traveling to a new place every week. I would be bouncing around between different beds. The food wasn't always the same, and this is just something that you have to be flexible with. Also changing time zones, that was quite challenging at first, but I found that, yeah, whenever I land in a new place, I just try and get some movement in, I try and get some sunlight, and that just kind of helps me get back into the routine and kind of resets my routine and sleeping pattern. And then yeah, at night I always try and like have an eye mask and earplugs, and I do take like magnesium for sleep as well. So I feel like a combination of all those things help me to get back in a routine, and yeah, it's something that I would definitely do again. But yeah, I don't know about you guys, but yeah, when you're traveling so far across the world, it takes a while for your body to like get used to that new area. And something that I didn't really realize was like, even me traveling, you know, a few hours in another direction each week, that like fatigue just kind of like built up over time. So I just had to be flexible and just like try and keep a routine somewhat. And I think just like showing up where you can was a win. The second thing that I learned was like finding new places to run, it can be challenging. So for me, I used a few things along the way that I thought was really helpful. And so the first one was Strava Premium. I personally bought the premium version for this trip because I know they have like a feature, it's called heat maps, and you can like map out your runs and use that feature to see what running routes are really popular around the area and download those maps offline, so you can just, you know, bring your phone with you and know where you're running at all times. As well as that, if it was like mountains or trails, I use the app All Trails. I bought the premium version for that as well, and I found that really helpful, especially like when we were in like Italy, the Dolomites, having people do those routes before you. You can see what's been done, get their feedback, and kind of like adjust it to make it work for you. That was really helpful for me. And then yeah, like I also use Google Maps. I just try to look for a park. A park is always a safe bet. There won't be any cars or anything, hopefully. So yeah, most of the time if I had a session, I would try and find either like, yeah, a park, or like if it was water, just like trying to run along the river. That's always like a good bet as well. And yeah, if you have access to ask the local runners via, I don't know, going to a run club or Reddit, I found that was super helpful to kind of like get a lay of the land, see what's popular, and just see where all the other runners run. I will tell you guys one story. There was this one time I was in Sorrento in Italy, and that place is so hard to run. Firstly, it's super hilly, so I just felt like I was gassed half the time going up on any run. It's bloody hot, I will say. We were in peak summer, and like that heat be burning. And also just like the roads, there was like these little narrow stretches, and there'd be like heaps of tourists, and it was kind of hard to even like run without it feeling you're gonna step in front of someone or whatever. But we got it done, found a way. But yeah, that was just like a unique experience for me. Running gear while you're traveling is also another challenge. I find that if you're trying to travel light, you really have to be strategic in what kind of shoe and gear that you bring. You can't bring everything. If it was up to me, I would probably try and bring 2 pairs of shoes, but for this specific trip, I just brought 1. So yeah, ahead of the trip, I like put up like an Instagram poll and like asked like what shoe people would recommend for, you know, running for 3 months with just one pair of running shoes, and the answers were pretty mixed, but the most popular options that I saw was the Asics Superblast, the Saucony Endorphin Speed, the On Cloud Monster or Cloud Eclipse, and also the Nike Vomero or the Nike Invincible. So there was heaps of options out there, and in the past I have actually had a great experience with the Nike Vomero, so I ended up going for those. Overall, I thought they were a great shoe. I don't think I would choose again if I had my time again, to be honest. I just found like the cushioning underneath was probably not enough for me personally. I probably wanted something with a bit more of a higher stack, so I probably would have gone for like, yeah, the Superblast or maybe like the On Cloud Eclipse if I was to have my time again. But yeah, they did the job. I just found that, yeah, it probably wasn't enough cushioning for me personally. And in terms of like running clothes, I really love using the Lululemon Surge shorts. They're like probably one of my favorite shorts. But yeah, I recently came across their new Fast and Free shorts, and I reckon they'd probably be a better pick for like summer running in particular. I just find the liner inside the shorts is a bit thinner and a bit more comfortable for those hotter temperatures. And in terms of tops, I ended up going for a Melbourne brand. It's called Ernieold. The guys, Simon, Xavier, absolute legends, great runners as well. They created this brand where it's like super minimal clothing, but really high quality, and it looks great. So yeah, I wore like a couple of their singlets, just like wash them on rotation, and yeah, they were sick, to be honest. So yeah, that was like pretty much my running gear that I used for that trip. But I think the main thing is like, yeah, just be prepared to like wash them regularly. I found like every 2 days I would be washing them, because like I didn't bring that much stuff with me. So yeah, having to constantly wash things, that's just like something that comes like with traveling light and trying to get a marathon training block while traveling in. And lastly, the most important thing I think is to have a plan. I think having a plan in place and having someone in your corner is super important. So for the past few years, I've been working with a running coach to program my schedule for running, and for me, I find it really beneficial. It just gives you like one less thing you have to worry about, and just someone in your corner to like adjust things if, you know, the training conditions aren't ideal. So yeah, I found that super helpful, and something that like we chatted about that I think I would take along with me for my next kind of trip if I was to do something like this again is it's okay to be flexible. It's okay to let go of time-based goals and just focus on the process of getting out and doing what you can, because you're out there, you're overseas, you want to experience and have fun, you know? Like, I think if you put all this pressure on yourself to get a time or just stressing about it too much, I find that it really takes away the fun of why you're even doing it. So yeah, I think there is times to lock in and step the foot on the gas and like get that PB, but after doing this for a while and knowing that I'm going to be wanting to do this for many years ahead, not every race is going to be a PB, and I've accepted that. So I think that was something that I took along with me for this trip, and something that I was content with. I knew that, you know, training conditions weren't optimal. I'm out here for 3 months with a new place every week, and I was happy just to get out, honestly. Like the thing that I really tried to focus on was like, you know, can I see this new place? Can I go check out that new area? And can I soak in the atmosphere of the place that I'm in? I think that, you know, when you shift your mindset from being like an outcome-based goal to like a process-based goal, you can just have more fun with it. So yeah, I think at the end of the day, would I do this again? And would I, you know, was it worth it to train for a marathon while traveling overseas full time for 3 months? Honestly, yes, it was. It was such a great experience. If you ever have the opportunity to do so, you know, and you're traveling, bring that pair of running shoes, get out there and have some fun with it. So hope you guys got something from this video, and yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace. One of the hardest races I've had to do.
You will find all the necessary information you need regarding consoles, regarding reading of candidate, regarding showers, or metal engraving.